What's up, beer drinkers? How y'all doing this week? Oh, we got a short show for you this week. It's just gonna be me. Who else do you need, really? So it's just gonna be me this week. Sorcerer Chromatic will be back next week. As I said, before, he's moving. It's just a lot of moving parts. Whereas I don't have very many moving parts. So we just couldn't hook it up this past weekend, but that's fine. We will get going next weekend once again with a normal episode of Cold Brew. But right now, I have in front of me from our good friends at Phase 3 Brewing Company. They are out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. And I have their Electric Feeling, which is a double dry hopped, double hazy IPA. It is 7.8% alcohol by volume. It has Simcoe, HBC 1019, and Idaho 7. See, that should have been my name at the Firestone Walker Beer Fest. My call sign should have been HBC 1019. Let's see, it's 16-ounce can, and oh yeah, they have a brewery and a tap room in Lake Zurich, Illinois, and they also have a tap room and a kitchen in Elmhurst, Illinois. All right, so without further ado, it's time to pop off. Now, since it's just me, I'm going to have to wax poetic a little bit while I pour my beer. I hope I'm recording this on the Monday of July 4th. I hope all of you have a happy and safe and sane July 4th, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Hope you stay cool, and I hope that you stay safe. If you are lighting off fireworks, please be careful. And we have fireworks out here in Arizona. They are they're not the full-blown, mortars or anything. They're mostly just fountains. A lot of fountains, a lot of noise, a lot of sparks, and sparklers, of course. When I was in California, it wasn't too... we were in a no fireworks county. We had to drive out to Fremont, which was the closest city in a different county. And they had some safe and sane fireworks, like poppers and some fountains, and not a lot, not a whole lot. But, so out here it's kind of a little bit different as far as, the rules and the laws and everything. And so just seeing, they sell fireworks packs in grocery stores, and they also have the big tents that pop up in the larger parking lots, like grocery stores and Home Depots and Lowe's and all that stuff. They have the big tents, and usually some of them are, I guess I shouldn't say all of them, I just noticed a few of them are charities, like the local high schools, like the volleyball team or soccer team or something like that, or the Glee Club. So some of the proceeds go to their club. And so I do still have some from last year. I didn't shoot them all off. But there will be the neighborhood, mortars. And also down the street last year at my daughter's house, we noticed some of her neighbors. What am I trying to say here? It was further down the block than, just, one or two houses down, maybe like, 6 or 7 houses down on either side. There was 2 or 3 families on either side, and they had a bunch of the fountains, and they lined them up in the streets and let the kids run through them. They're pretty far away. I would say they're like maybe, maybe about 10, 15 feet apart. So it's not like they're right on top of it. Or being showered with sparks, but yeah, they have a good time. So maybe they'll do that again this year. We'll see. I'm going to go over to my daughter's house. We're going to do a little swimming. I'm going to cook a little tri-tip on the grill. And, going to have some beers, of course. Just have a basic 805 this year for my drinking pleasure, because I want to have a few and I want to be able to drive home. So I'll spread it out. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to have a good time and be a nice, quiet little 4th of July, which is fine with me because we still have to work the next day. I don't know. Some of y'all have the Friday off too and the weekend. So if that's your case, good for you. But for me, I got to go back. All right. So I'm enough talking about 4th of July. I haven't even tried my beer yet. This Electric Feeling. Oh, this is good. This is my style of IPA. Pours, golden yellow. Most of the hazies are all the same these days. This is slightly more on the straw side than the gold side. And this has huge notes of stone fruit and some berries and a little bit of citrus in there. And it's really good. I'm digging this a lot. This Phase 3 Electric Feeling double dry hopped, double hazy IPA. I feel like I'm going to rate it really good later on during our untapped portion of the show. All right, so next segment is our beer news. Okay, so the first news story I want to talk about comes to us from Vine Pair, and it was a take on the Real American Beer, the beer that Hulk Hogan, aka Terry Bollea, is putting out with help of Hard Rock. This article was written by Danielle Grinberg, and it was published yesterday, July 3rd, with some words by Dave Infante. We have read a few of... Oh, I'm sorry. Danielle Grinberg is illustrated. Dave Infante wrote it, and I've read some of his stuff. I like his takes on Vine Pair. And this is a very negative article about Real American Beer. And truth be told, I hadn't seen the video spot. All I saw was some of the write-ups about Real American Beer. And this one really goes deep into how it's calling bullshit on Hulk Hogan, saying he wants to bring America together by drinking beer, but then at the same time he is offering platitudes and what's the word I want to use? Basically talking points of conservative values. And if he wants to bring people together, he can't just work one side, but that's exactly what he was doing. He came out on Fox, and to be honest, I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, yeah, if he's wants to bring both sides together, he should also go on CNN or MSNBC or any of the other news entertainment channels. And I like to think of it as news entertainment. If pro wrestling is sports entertainment, then the 24-hour news channels like Fox and CNN and MSNBC and the like, OAN, those are news entertainment then, or entertainment news. Yeah, news entertainment, because that's all they're there for. They just want to entertain their base, just like wrestling wants to entertain their base, and they want to grow their base. So they serve to them, and that's a really good point that Dave brings up. This is a really long article. I suggest you look for it. It's on Vine Pair. It just came out on the 3rd. It's called Hop Take on Real American Beer, a Real American Bummer. And I like the way it's written. I don't agree with everything Dave says. And I have some different viewpoints, but at the same time, that I do agree with a lot of things he said, and his takedown of Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea about how he wants to bring people together. And I think Sorcerer Chromatic and I talked about Real American Beer last week, and it's only available like in 17 states, and so I won't be able to get it right away. And even if it was available to me, I might get one. I might get one can, try it, and then that's it. And I don't know if I would liken it to some of the other beers like Dave is likening it to in this one, such as that Ultra Right beer and what's that other one? It slips my mind right now. So, it is whatever. It's not without politics, and it's not going to bring people together. At this moment in time, I don't think beer is going to bring anybody together. The only people it's going to bring together is your friends and your own little circles. So, anyway, really good article by Dave, and I suggest you check it out for yourself. All right, one more thing I do want to bring up on the beer news, and this is a new Little Thing IPA by Sierra Nevada. I'm going to read this one. This one comes to us from Gear Patrol, written by Jack Seamer. The brewery that first popularized wet hop IPAs uses cryogenically frozen hops to turn the seasonal style evergreen. Every product is carefully selected by our editors. If you buy from a link, that's their little addition in there. Many brewers will tell you that when it comes to IPAs, the fresher the better. The hops are natural preservatives thanks to their antimicrobial properties. In fact, early IPAs were brewed to survive long voyages at sea. All right, let's not get into that. Their vibrant flavors get duller over time, or worse, they turn rancid and off-putting. It's somewhat ironic then that the hops used to brew the nation's most coveted IPAs are not fresh at all. Like any herbs, hops quickly go bad once they're picked off the vine, losing precious oils in as little as 24 hours from harvest. Thus, a majority hops that end up in beer are dried, pulverized, and preserved as cones, pellets, or extracts, which brewers then use in year-round recipes. In 1996, Sierra Nevada first made what's since been a national tradition, beer brewed with wet hops or those that are fresh off the vine and never dried. Wet hopped IPAs are less intense than their conventional counterparts, trading potency and bitterness for grassiness and grace. As the style's chief architect, Sierra Nevada makes perhaps the most famous example in a beer called Northern Hemisphere Harvest Ale, which comes out every September. Frozen in time. For beer lovers who can't wait until fall, Sierra Nevada has a new trick up its sleeve, and it goes by the name Cool Little Thing, the fifth installment of its limited hazy series dedicated to exploring the limits of the hazy IPA style. Cool Little Thing utilizes cryogenically frozen mosaic hops from Yakima Chief hops for a wet beer that's truly evergreen. It also utilizes a trio of kiln-dried Crystal, Comet, and Eldorado hops to round out the profile. The result is a beer that balances juicy, pillowy characteristics with nuanced complexity of hop flavors that come from cryogenically frozen fresh hops, said Brian Grossman, chief brewer at Sierra Nevada. There's something extra special about soaking in the sunshine while enjoying a cold, fresh hop-style beer, Grossman added. This isn't the first time that Sierra Nevada has made a beer with cryogenically frozen hops. They also feature in Cryo Fresh Torpedo, sold exclusively in the Torpedo IPA pack. However, Cool Little Thing represents the first time the brewery has put it in the beer du jour. Ooh, that sounds good. I'll have that. A hazy IPA. Cool Little Thing clocks in with an ABV of 7.5% and very approachable 32 IBU. Sierra Nevada's famous Pale Ale has an IBU of 38, while its flagship IPA, Torpedo, has an IBU of 65. According to Sierra Nevada, the beer will be available until the fall when the next installment of the limited hazy series comes out, or just in time for its wet-hopped Northern Hemisphere Harvest Ale to hit tap rooms. So there you go. There's a new little thing out there. It's called Cool Little Thing, and I am going to try to find it. Now, usually it takes a while for it to get out here. I don't know why it takes so hard. We're right next to California. Maybe because we're so far south. Anyway, hope you enjoy the Little Things series as much as I do. They're one of my favorite macro craft beers as far as the hazies go. So very good. Can't wait for that. All right, that's about it for the beer news. And the next thing I want to get into real quick is the couple of series that Sorcerer Chromatic and I have been watching. And of course, when he gets back, we're going to go into more depth. But first one is the Game of Thrones House of the Dragon series. I think it's only been 3 episodes so far that I've seen since we've recorded. And man, each one is just as riveting. If you're into the Game of Thrones and you haven't seen the House of the Dragon, I thought I liked last year. This year, the first 3 have just been really good. Very good storytelling, very compelling. And I know it's somewhat difficult to get into. Some people don't like the medieval stuff, or some people don't care for the British accents and all that. But I mean, it is really good. Put the subtitles on. That's what I always watch everything with subtitles, almost everything. I turn off subtitles for sports games. I can't stand it because they're usually because live subtitles are terrible. They're usually 30 seconds late, and they're always covering the crayon, the ticker on the bottom. They're always covering the score and the ball, the down and the to go yards, or in baseball, the what do you call it, the outs and the count and everything. So yeah, those bug me. But when it's a scripted show and it's something that I put my phone down to watch, fuck yeah, dude, I'm in it. I wanna know all the names. So yeah, the House of the Dragon season 2 has been very good so far. And I know Sorcerer Chromatic and I have talked about The Acolyte, and I had my doubts, but man, episode 4 and 5 have been really good. I was like, okay, finally, there's some good action here, because the storytelling is very lacking. So when the storytelling is lacking, we need some action, and there's some really good action in 4 and 5. So didn't really make up for the storytelling, but the action is incredible. And is very worthy of Star Wars and the whole Jedi clique. So yeah, Sorcerer Chromatic and I will probably, I can't even say his name right. I'm just trying to talk too fast. I want to get this done because I need to go and get some sleep so I can wake up at a reasonable hour. So I'm not waking up like at 6 at night and then barely have any time to hang out because I got to cook a tri-tip, y'all. Anyway, Sorcerer Chromatic and I will talk about it a little bit more on the next episode. So for those of you who are into that, it'll be there. And I've been listening to the Game of Thrones, the first book on audiobook. And in a week, it's a 36-hour long listen. And in a week, I've listened to 70%. So I have 14 more days, and I have about a third of the book left, a little less than a third of the book left. And I gotta say, it's just like season 1. Like there's a few things that were kind of startling, like that the main characters are actually younger in the book than in the show. Like Daenerys, in the book she's 13, and Robb Stark is 14. I think Jon Snow is 14 or 15, he's like right there, or vice versa, between Jon and Robb. And they're all like, but in the series, on the TV show, they all look like around 15, 18, 19, something like that. But I think they have to do that because there's some nudity, and there's no way they're going to show a 13-year-old on HBO. So it's Max now, I guess. Anyway, so that was a little startling, but it's a book and it's fantasy, so whatever. And then, yeah, just some of the background, some of the little things like about Littlefinger. They kind of shed some more light on him because he was kind of a mystery. And what else? Just some of the inner thoughts that people were having. But for the most part, most of the dialogue and the action and all the scenes are in season 1. They did a really good job of translating the book into film. I don't know if they use film or video, whatever. They put it on the screen. And they did a good job of translating it, so adapting it. So it's very good, and I can't wait for the next one. But I'm not sure how far it goes because I've heard the first 4 are good, and then so we'll see. We shall see. All right, before I get out of here, I'm gonna rate my beer. This is Electric Feeling by Phase 3 Brewing Company out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. I dig this one a lot, man. I'm gonna give this one a 4.5. Just because of all the things I said, how stony it is, and little bit of citricness in there, citrousness. So I'm going to go to Untapped, and I'm going to search Phase 3 Brewing. Okay, there's a couple. So I got this over at Ground Control, and they had a few Phase 3s. They had a lager too, and they also had one called Pixel and Double Pixel. So I already had those. This one I haven't had yet. So there it is. Electric Feeling has an overall rating of 4.03. So I'm going to give a 4.50. And I'm going to say it is Stone. I'm not gonna say it is. Let's say stone fruit and citrus. Save and check in. Very nice. All right. So I guess that does it for this episode of Cold Brew. Don't forget to tune in next week for a full episode. And this weekend, was it so today's the 4th. I have to count on my fingers now. 5th, 6th, 7th. July 7th, I will be over at Tap That Downtown speaking with someone from Moto Sonora Brewing out here in Arizona. And so if any of y'all are in the downtown Phoenix area, come on by. I'll be there about 1:00 and come have a beer with us, talk with us, and have some fun. So, all right, don't forget to follow us on Untapped and on Instagram. Search Cold Brew Podcast. Friend us and we'll friend you back. All right, that does it for this episode. So I don't know how to end this. Oh, I guess, I like to wish you on behalf of me and Sorcerer Chromatic, cheers. Until next time.